Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Snake Eyes and Baroness from the Snake Eyes movie subline for G.I. Joe Classified series from Hasbro. So they have 5 figures as part of the normal Classified series. The numbers here do coincide with the normal ongoing numbering for the G.I. Joe Classified series, but these 5 figures are for the Snake Eyes movie that came out. You know, kind of came and went. Unfortunately, I don't think it did very well, which is a bummer. This is a great property, and I would love to see one of these movies actually land and take off, but not apparently going to be happening anytime soon, which is a bummer. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to see it. I'm hoping maybe it gets a streaming option soon. I'm hoping it was fun. It looked fun. The trailer looked fun. In any case, let's get back to the figures here. So originally I was going to skip these. I kind of just wanted to get the normal Classified series, but then since they did number them as part of the ongoing series, it kind of sucked me in. Plus, when I saw these two, I found these at Target. I saw them in hand. They actually looked pretty good. I'm pretty excited about these. I thought the likenesses looked pretty decent. The Henry Goldring head I thought actually looked pretty decent. So I think these are going to be fun. Still have kind of the typical Classified series packaging here with this artwork that kind of wraps around the side, which I think looks really cool. I like that a lot. When you spin it around to the back, though, it's kind of just like a generic Snake Eyes movie poster. So you got the dragon, you got him holding the sword, looking pretty cool. Just kind of basic there. And then over here, pretty basic with just the numbers on the side. So, like I said, there are 3 other figures. There's a Storm Shadow, there's a Scarlet, and then a third character I'm not familiar with. She may be, created new for the movie. I'm not 100% sure. But I will probably track those 3 down at some point and then do a second video for those 3. But I wanted to at least take a look at these 2. I know they're not new or anything, and the movie came out a couple months ago, but they're kind of recently hitting shelves. Because with all the delays and everything, they didn't sync up with the movie release, which is kind of a bummer. Another reason I think, it hurt in the long run. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead, get these 2 out of the packaging here, and then we'll take a closer look. So here are the 2 figures out of the packaging, and honestly, they both look really good. I really like the look of both of them. I like this kind of sleek design for Snake Eyes. I mean, he's a ninja, he's always sleek, but this just seems like a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more cleaned up than the usual appearance. Because usually he has kind of like, the shirt's made of one material, the pants are like a camo or something like that. This is just kind of like a head-to-toe like bodysuit, and it just kind of looks a little bit more streamlined, and I think it looks pretty cool. I really like the helmet. I think they did a nice job with that. Very basic, but I think it's cool. You have the visor there. Now, the head has movement at the base of the neck and the base of the skull. So you have a little bit of movement there at the base of the neck. And then the skull has a hinge, so you can kind of look down, look up a little bit, certainly side to side, no problem. And then he does come with the alternate head, which I think is a pretty good likeness. I think they did a really good job with that. And you just pop one off, pop the other one on. It's really not too difficult. But yeah, it's a pretty good likeness. I think that actually looks really good. Now this harness here for the katana on the back, if you take this off, it kind of moves around a lot. But how this works is you can see that there's a hole here and a hole here. So you just kind of have to line these up, and then you peg this through both of them, and then it kind of holds it in place, which is nice. But I think the sheath looks good, has a little bit of gold there, gold detailing. Go ahead and pull the sword out. Really nicely painted there on the blade. I was kind of worried that putting it in and out of the sheath would run the paint off, but so far so good. So we'll go ahead and pop that back in. Then he's got the Snake Eyes logo over here, or that, I don't think it's necessarily his logo, but it has something to do with the, brand of martial arts that he knows. He's got typical butterfly joint movement here in the shoulder. A little limited, but not bad. He's got the hinge there in the shoulder. He's got the rotation. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He has a hinge and a rotation in the wrist. And even though both of these hands have extended trigger fingers, he does not come with any guns. He actually just has these 2 short knives, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, obviously he has the katana as well, so I'm going to go ahead and take one of these out of his hand so we can go ahead and use the katana. And we'll just pop this in here. And it fits pretty easily into the hand, but like I said, it's just weird that he comes with 2 hands with extended trigger fingers, but does not come with any guns. I just think that's a weird choice, and I'm not really sure why they did that. You do have the ab crunch here, as well as a swivel, so you got that going on. You can kick forward, kick out to the side, pretty far, I would have to say, which is good for a ninja. A little bit back, but the butt flap does kind of stop it. You have the thigh swivel here. You do have double jointed knees, which is nice. You do have an ankle hinge as well as a rocker there. Nothing in the boot. It doesn't have any kind of boot swivel or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not really sure why these knives. I don't know if they have some kind of significance in the movie because, like I said, I haven't seen it. I kind of wish there was somewhere you could store them, either on the side of the leg or maybe here on the calf or on the back or something like that. They're just kind of weird accessories that I'm not really sure why they're included, but the katana works, and he has the sheath for that on the back, which looks good. I just wish instead of these, he would have come with like a small gun or something, just because I think that makes more sense for the character. But like I said, maybe he really doesn't use guns in the movie. I'm not sure. But it just, why would he come with two extended trigger finger hands if he doesn't have any guns? It's kind of a weird choice for me. Next up, we have Baroness. She looks pretty good. I will say the neck looks a little long. They gave her that choker, and as a result, I just think the neck looks a little too long. Also, I feel like there's a difference in color of the plastic. The head and the neck are the same color, but then the kind of top of her chest here, just a different color plastic, and I think that looks a little awkward. But for the most part, the head sculpt I think looks really good. They did a nice job there, and she comes with a pair of glasses as an accessory. And there's actually kind of like a little channel on the two sides of her head, and you can actually slide this in and it'll kind of stay in place, which is actually really cool. If I can get this to actually, there we go, slide that in, and then it fits over the face pretty well. I bent it a little bit, and that's on me, but it does look good, and they're not going to fall off or anything like that, which I really appreciate. So I think the head sculpt looks great. I love the glasses accessories. I just feel like the neck is a little long, and it looks a little off. It's not terrible, but it's kind of one of those things that, like, once you notice it, it's kind of hard to unsee. But if you look at it from the side, it's not that big a deal. She does have butterfly joint here in the shoulder. You have a hinge as well. You have a rotation. She does not have a bicep swivel. Instead, she has a hinge and a swivel at the elbow. And then she does have a hinge and swivel at the wrist. She does also have two trigger finger hands, just like Snake Eyes. But she actually does come with a gun over here, which looks pretty cool, and actually does have a removable silencer, which is a nice detail there. So you can go ahead and plug that in or remove that, whichever you prefer. She has kind of a ball joint here in the torso, as well as a rotation down at the waist. It's a little difficult to get it to move, but it can actually move. She does have hips that can kick forward, hips that can kick out to the side. Can't really go that far back because of the butt flap, but then she does have the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, as you can see here. She actually does have a boot swivel, so that's something she has over Snake Eyes. And then she does have a hinge and a rock side to side there, the ankle. Now, she's got these kind of weird boots that Hasbro likes to do for female figures a lot, and it makes them a little difficult to stand, but you can still get her in a pose where she'll stand. You might have seen here on the back, she also has these two knives. She actually has storage for them, unlike Snake Eyes, so that's the second point she has over Snake Eyes. And both of these are actually pretty cool, if I can get her to stand here. Like I said, the boots are a little problematic, but as long as you find the right pose, she can stand. They have these cool little snake head handles, which I think are really cool. The hilts of the sword here and the handle and everything, it's just a little snake head. And then they're just kind of two silver painted blades, but they look really good. And I really appreciate that she has the storage on the back. Cobra symbol on the belt buckle looks really good as well. Now, I don't know if I'm putting these in right, because I was thinking maybe they're supposed to go in like this, because they kind of slide in a little bit easier. But then wouldn't it be weird? I don't know. I'm two minds of it. Like, it could be like this, because if she would reach around and grab them, that might be a little bit more natural. But then also she'd have these blades kind of in her armpit, so she'd have to be careful she doesn't accidentally stab herself. So I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'm kind of leaning toward they're like this, because it would be easier for her to reach around and grab the handle, and they obviously slide in there a little bit easier. So I'm not sure which way. They kind of fit both ways, so I guess you can do whichever you prefer. But yeah, she's a good looking figure. I think they did a really nice job. The accessories are cool. She's got storage for everything. I think the head sculpt looks good. My only complaint is sometimes it's a little difficult to get her to stand because of those boots, and also the neck's a little long. I think both of these figures are pretty great. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie yet, so they probably will mean more to me once I do see the movie. But I just thought they looked good. I saw them at Target, and once I had them in hand, I got to look close at them. I really just think they look good. I mean, I really do like the design of both. I kind of think Baroness is the better figure over Snake Eyes here. I really like her head sculpt. I love how the glasses fit on there and they have kind of a channel to plug into so they're not going to fall off. I like all the accessories that she has. I like how she has the blade storage on the back. I really appreciate that. The big Cobra belt buckle I think looks good. Like I said, my only complaint about her is Hasbro went with those weird boot feet that they often use for female figures, and it just makes her a little difficult to stand, so you just kind of have to find the right pose. I mean, once you find a pose where the weight is distributed, in a proper way, she'll stand and it's not a problem. And I just feel like the neck is a little long. Now, depending on what pose you get it in, like right here, if you look at it, it doesn't look too long. It's not that big a deal. But the plastic on the chest, because it's probably molded in black and then they painted that part of the chest with kind of that, skin tone over top, is why it doesn't quite match the same skin tone color as her head and neck. So that's probably why, but it's a little jarring. Again, if you look at it quick, it's not a big deal, but when you get in close and really examine it, it does kind of stand out. Snake Eyes looks good. I think the katana works. Those 2 extra blades he comes with, I don't really know what significance they have. And it's weird that he's got 2 hands molded with extended trigger fingers, yet doesn't come with any guns. I think that's kind of a weird choice. I would have, packed him in with at least 1 gun accessory. I do like the extra head that he comes with. I think that's a pretty good likeness, and I think that's really nice to have, so that's pretty cool. Overall, I really like both of these figures. Definitely recommend picking them up. Like I said, I found mine at Target, but I've seen them Target, Walmart, Amazon. They really shouldn't be too hard to track down if you're trying to pick these up. So, yeah, like I said, if you're a G.I. Joe fan, if you saw the movie, even if you didn't, I think these are 2 pretty cool figures. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.